The Dallas Cowboys stand at a moment that feels heavier than a simple midseason matchup. The year began with high expectations, but inconsistency, injuries, and defensive collapse placed the entire season on a razor's edge. Now, as Week 11 approaches under the bright lights of Monday Night Football in Las Vegas, Dallas prepares to unveil something it hasn't had in years: real reinforcements. Real power. Real identity. This documentary captures the arrival of Quinnen Williams, the debut of Logan Wilson, the possible addition of Emmanuel Moseley, and the bold predictions that could define the Cowboys season. If this week becomes a turning point, Cowboys fans will look back on this moment as the night everything changed. The news breaks on a quiet Sunday morning. Quinnen Williams is in Dallas. The Cowboys have officially rolled out the red carpet, security escorts, trainers waiting, cameras capturing every step. This isn't a rumor anymore. Quinnen Williams is about to play football for the Dallas Cowboys. For years, fans begged for dominant interior play. They watched other teams across the league build their defenses through powerful, disruptive defensive tackles. And year after year, the Cowboys stayed thin, sometimes good, sometimes inconsistent, but never overwhelming. But now, everything feels different. The moment Quinnen steps off the team bus, players feel it. A Pro Bowl caliber monster. A man capable of demanding double teams on every snap. A player offenses must game plan around. After signing, team officials immediately lead him into the film room where he joins Osa Odigizua and Kenny Clark, two players who have already given Dallas grit and strength but could never carry the whole load alone. For the first time, Dallas can deploy a five-man front built for destruction. Quinnen Williams at the heart, absorbing blockers. Osa Odigizua, the quick penetrator. Kenny Clark, the Osa Odigizua, the quick penetrator. Kenny Clark, the veteran anchor. Two edge rushers crashing from both sides. Film study becomes electric. Coaches break down simulated looks. They draw up alignments that Cowboys fans haven't seen in decades. Fronts designed to smother the run, collapse pockets, and force quarterbacks into panic. Matt Eberflus watches quietly from behind the room, his arms crossed, his mind calculating. He's been craving this. His defense has been missing this. For months, he has tried every combination of blitz packages and simulated pressures. Nothing worked consistently. But now, he has the wall he always wanted. As practice begins, the noise changes. Pads pop louder. Footsteps hit harder. Osa feeds off Quinnen's energy. Clark brings leadership to every drill. The linebackers suddenly feel protected. The safeties notice cleaner passing lanes behind them. This isn't a splash signing. It's a shift in identity. Dallas has built a trench monster, something the fanbase has dreamed of for years. While Quinnen Williams brings power, Logan Wilson brings intelligence, steadiness, and leadership. The Cowboys introduce him to the media with little fanfare, just a quiet press conference where Wilson admits something that instantly earns respect. "I'm still learning the system, but I'm grinding every day." Logan Wilson is not a highlight-chasing linebacker. He is a general. A tactician. One of the best second-level processors in the league. For years in Cincinnati, he posted over 100 tackles every season not because he was faster than everyone else, but because he understood everything happening in front of him. Now Dallas needs that more than ever. In the linebacker meeting room, young players lean forward as Wilson breaks down film. He explains angles. He explains leverage. He explains how offensive coordinators try to manipulate gaps. And he explains it all with a calmness that practice tells the same story. Wilson may still be absorbing terminology, but his instincts are undeniable. He anticipates plays before they happen. He directs traffic. He communicates with Overshown and Clark. He moves with discipline, never out of control, never misplaced. Dallas brought him here for one reason: stabilization. For the first time all season, the second level no longer feels shaky. No more guessing. No more hesitation. Logan Wilson anchors the defense in a way the Cowboys have been missing since Sean Lee, since early Leighton Vander Esch years. If Quinnen Williams reshapes the defensive front, Logan Wilson is the one who gives it structure. And if he adapts as quickly as coaches believe he will, Dallas' linebacker room transforms overnight from a weakness to a strength. But every defense has its pressure points, and for Dallas, the stress point remains the secondary. With Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland carrying the heaviest load, the Cowboys are forced to lean on young players who aren't ready for postseason level responsibility. That's where the whispers begin, quiet conversations behind closed doors about one player, Emmanuel Moseley. Cowboys officials study his tape for hours. They review his recovery timeline. They analyze his movement patterns. Moseley's injury history is real and concerning, but so is the film: disciplined zone match ability, clean hip transitions, smooth footwork, and toughness at the catch point. He's exactly the kind of technician Eberflus loves. The film room scenes in this chapter explore how Moseley would fit next to Diggs and Bland, allowing Bland to move to more favorable matchups, giving Diggs help on deep isolation routes, and stabilizing a young defensive backfield that has been stretched too thin. This isn't a flashy blockbuster move. It's a playoff-minded correction. A veteran presence Dallas desperately needs. Whether the signing happens or not, the idea of Moseley becomes a symbol, proof that the Cowboys are not ignoring their weaknesses. They're searching for solutions. As Monday Night Football approaches, the energy in the building changes. Players sense it. Coaches feel it. Media members begin floating bold predictions. The first? Javonte Williams punching in 2 touchdowns. Dallas hasn't had a consistent physical runner all season. But with Quinnen and Clark boosting defensive strength, the offense may finally be able to commit to a bruising ground-and-pound approach. Javonte's style fits the moment: violent, punishing, relentless. Second prediction: DeMarvion Overshown returning with a statement game. He's been itching for this moment, the game where he proves that his speed and instincts translate into real production: tackles for loss, open field hits, even a potential interception. Coaches believe his breakout is coming. The question is whether Week 11 becomes the stage. And finally, Quinnen Williams with a 2-sack debut. Why not? He has the talent. He has the scheme. And Las Vegas' offensive line has weaknesses that Dallas knows how to attack. If Quinnen introduces himself to Cowboys Nation with a dominant performance, this team might walk out of Vegas with a season-saving victory. As the documentary nears its end, one final sequence poses the questions every Cowboys fan is thinking. Can the trio of Quinnen Williams, Osa Odigizua, and Kenny Clark flip this defense overnight? How quickly will Logan Wilson rise into leadership within this scheme? Would Emmanuel Moseley be the calm, disciplined veteran this secondary desperately needs? And which bold prediction is most likely to come true on Monday night: Overshown's splash plays, Javonte's touchdowns, or Quinnen's sack party? The Star in Frisco felt different the Monday after the bye week. The halls usually buzzed with casual jokes and pre-practice energy, but this morning there was only silence, thick and heavy, like something important was about to happen. Coaches walked with quicker steps. Players glanced at one another without speaking. Everyone sensed it. Something was shifting inside the Dallas Cowboys organization. Behind a closed door on the second floor, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer stood in front of a giant screen filled with clips from the season. Missed routes. Blown blocks. Slow linebackers. Corners grabbing jerseys. A rotation at defensive end that lacked energy. A right tackle struggling to protect the quarterback. It was all there in slow motion, and none of it looked like a playoff team. Schottenheimer turned toward the staff seated around the long table. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't sound angry. He simply said a sentence that froze the room. From this point forward, things will not be the same. That was the moment that everything changed. Not later in practice. Not during the next game. Right there, in that room. Word spread quietly through the building. Veterans felt the tension first. Younger players felt an unexpected rush of hope. Assistants whispered to one another. Reporters sensed something brewing. The bye week hadn't been rest, it had been a reckoning. On the practice field later that morning, Ryan Flournoy stayed after warm-ups, running route after route with sharp precision. All season, He had been only a depth receiver, an afterthought behind Turpin, Tolbert, and Mingo. But the door to WR3, the one that had seemed welded shut, was suddenly open. Dak Prescott jogged toward him, tossed him a ball, and smiled in that knowing way a leader does. Flournoy didn't reply. He didn't have to. His eyes burned with purpose. He ran his next route even sharper than the last, each cut carrying the weight of an entire opportunity he'd never had before. Across the facility, in the tight ends meeting room, the atmosphere was just as charged. Luke Schoonmaker sat replaying a missed block for the 10th time, while rookie Brevy Spann-Ford sat quietly with his back straight, absorbing coaching points. Spann-Ford wasn't flashy. He wasn't a highlight machine. But he was consistent, technical, strong, and reliable, the exact qualities the offense needed. During run drills, he sealed the edge with such force that coaches shouted across the field in genuine excitement. Everyone saw it. Everyone understood it. Schoonmaker saw it too, and the realization hit him like a punch. Snaps were about to shift. But nowhere was the tension higher than on the offensive line. Terence Steele, once a dependable part of the unit, had been struggling for weeks. His confidence was fading. His footwork was late. His timing was off. And looming right behind him was Nate Thomas, the young, raw tackle who had shown both